Welcome to the Starsector. You're here because you've probably bumbled your way into 2 ships, a Galatea Academy stipend, and a need to get rich in this lawless, hopeless, devoid of morality, cut off section of space. Thankfully, you've come to the right person to ask. My name is Starter Guide, and let's get things straight first. You'll probably start, try and move some cargo for some extra cash, and get destroyed by pirates immediately. Thankfully, that's not what I, Beginner's Guide, would do. And I can tell you how not to die, how to make tons of money, and become a successful pilot. So, usually starting out in the capital of hegemony space with 2 ships and a desire to explore, we're going to wait. Honestly, it's because we're broke as fuck. In ships and money. And 2 ships isn't exactly a large deterrent to getting your shit kicked in by pirates. Especially if you took a salvage fleet. Typically what I like to do at the start of my fleets is to buy a bunch of small kites and attach dumbfire missiles at them and do this fun thing with the crew called human wave tactics. I'm sure they probably don't mind. While we're waiting, feel free to look around for some derelict ships to salvage, and failing that, make some. Turn off your transponder next to some patrols. I'm sure they'll love it. Lead them to some random pirates, and then salvage the remains. I'm sure they won't mind. Once you have a small fleet of appropriately sized fuel and cargo ships, you can start doing some real missions. A great way to make money from absolutely zero capital and to introduce ship modding is by doing spy sats. Spy sats are an easy way to make money. Mostly. If you're unprepared, you'll get bullied and never get a chance to place it in orbit. Spy sat missions consist of the following. Go up with your transponder up next to a station and place the object. What does the object do? It probably doesn't matter. Funnily enough, every time I take a spy sat mission, it seems like they add 2 or 3 patrols to that station, as if they're waiting for me. I could choose to believe external factors, but I like to take my anger out on the crew and deal with those rats accordingly. Now we can talk about ship types. We've got phase ships and all the others. Phase ships, as well as for transporting between dimensions, have a very low sensor profile, even lower if you take the skill. And it isn't 0, so it fucking sucks. This is where ship modding comes in. And if you look around on the different shops, or just generally space, you'll find different mods that you can learn and install on your ships in the dry dock. For this one, try looking through shops for the insulated engine assembly, and then put it on your small phase ship. But what about the rest of my ships? They still add to the sensor profile. I shove them into a cell, shove them into storage, and apparently they just don't keep records of what goes in and out of storage. Put all your non-phase ships in, send the 1 phase ship out, go dark, and easy money. Now that we have a little bit of starting capital, we can actually start doing cargo runs without getting our shit kicked in. So, what are we moving today? Don't worry about that. It's probably not important. Cargo is always a numbers game. Is the amount we're selling to higher than what we're buying from? Do you have more ships than the pirates in the system so they won't try and raid you? Is the number on the sustain burned high enough to keep you away from the police? If so, you can move whatever you want. And if not, honestly move it anyway. Just be confident. They probably won't stop check you. They probably won't dump your drugs. You're probably too fast. Also, use the black market because taxation is theft. We're already breaking the law most of the time anyways. Now, having millions of dollars is nice and all, but what about time to go exploring. This is colonized space. And this is the rest of it. Or at least it's the remnants of colonized space. Lordum, apparently colonizing this part of space and then getting cut off from the part that was colonizing us is very bad for this part of space. The more you know. Okay, that was more of a lore trickle, but anyways, if you've been avoiding combat at this point, you're probably going to end up fighting leftover mining drones. So you better boot up those combat sims and get used to the ship combat, or, just let autopilot do the thinking. Better yet, just mod a monitor to be a bullet sponge so the entire fleet of pirates just target you and then let everyone else just hit their backs. Now, you have to be very diligent when deep space exploring. Making sure you pay attention to your fuel and, oh hey, abandoned ship. Soon enough, you'll be jumping into unexplored systems and any system that you took an exploration mission for. Actually, should have led with that. Take exploration missions just to give you a direction of where to go in. God, I'm not a good teacher. Soon enough, you'll be finding probes, and more probes, and more probes. This legitimately took an hour to find any useful blueprints. All I found were these kamikaze ship blueprints. Jesus Christ, why am I doing this? 2 hours later, and maybe you could finally find some useful things, like mods, weapon blueprints, and illegally parked flagships. How the fuck did this get left here? And most importantly, some really good planets to survey. Also, be careful about what stars you explore. Fuck pulsars, fuck pulsars, fuck pulsars. If you haven't noticed, the Galadia Academy at one point just decided to stop paying our bills. We need passive income. We need storage space for copious weapons. And I need a place where I can store this massive ship I bought because it looked funny. We need a base of operations. First, we need to find a good planet to put our base on, making sure that it's not too far from the core worlds and that it's got good resources. Like maybe we can look in this system and go, not here. Go. Now that we've found a good planet to settle, it's time to build out our faction. Build out structures that worked with the planet's resources. Create heavy industry to help fabricate ships and weapons, because I am not paying this 100% markup. And make new colonies and hire new administrators. I could describe the system to you, but my god, it's actually really easy. The hardest part is just making sure that this bar doesn't fill and that maybe once in a year you blow up a pirate base or something. Now you're ready to go out there and make your own path through the galaxy. Now I know that I haven't covered anything advanced like weapon loadouts. Honestly, just slap anti-shield, anti-armor. Just do what it says on the tin. And happy trails. Hope you spread wealth and happiness wherever you end up. What do you mean they're asking if any of this is legal? I don't know. It's space. Who cares? No, I don't sell to legal. I always sell black market. It's easier. There's no taxes. Do I know who I'm selling to? I mean, like, no.